politicians pretending like this thing is just a spontaneous thing and it's just, Donald Trump, this is something that Donald Trump created. Does that frustrate you as a patriot who fought for this country?
No, not at all. I'll tell you what, I read the King James Bible every day, and I was out there and I was completely lost. And, I did the prepper thing back in 2008 and 2009. And I just sit there going, okay, well, I got all these people coming up to my house. Everything went chaos. And do I feed them or I shoot them, you see? But anyway, I won't even get into that right now because this is the Patriot Station. Okay. But I do suggest everybody to read the true Word of God.
Okay.
And the bottom line is the reason why I'm not frustrated is because I could get waxed tomorrow and I know where I'm going. But besides that, when I was frustrated, and I just told you about, either feeding somebody or killing somebody for survival, we're there. Mm-hmm. And if they don't protect Trump and they don't keep him okay, that the establishment, which I call Republicrats, because they're called Republicrats because it's sort of like WW wrestling. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody makes the big dog and pony show on the front side. They put different hats on everybody, and it's really Satan using everybody to take over the world. Mm-hmm. Just a couple more things. Go back to about 2010. I picked up on the Alex Jones show, and I would listen to it a little bit, and I'm going, wow, this guy is like maybe a little out there. But I was always a person that would listen to people. And, I didn't have any resentments toward people. I just like to listen to them. Mm-hmm. So bottom line is everything that Alex Jones had said going through the years is completely true, and Donald Trump knows that too.
Right.
And the left and everybody who has suitcases of money and dirt and everybody in that establishment, and I know who they are. I don't know them personally, but, truth is truth. Mm-hmm. And the bottom line is, Donald Trump is a man, and today we don't have any men. They've been dumbed down by everybody else, not just the political correctness. Mm-hmm. It seems like most of the women, and I'm not sexist, most of the women run their husbands. Yes, dear, no, dear, and this and that. How high should I jump? But the bottom line, Donald Trump has stones,
right.
And it's just so reinvigorating to see that, man.
Well, Mark, I want to thank you for your service, and I want to thank you for calling. I want you to become a fan. The call boards are lit up, and I have to answer other calls here, but I want to thank you.
All right.
I want to thank you for calling, and I want you to continue to listen, okay?
I will.
Thank you.
And I'll promote.
Going back to Julie here, in closing, Julie, I want you to give everybody some your website, your Twitter handle and stuff like that, so that if you have if there's anybody young students out there that want to get involved, that they can get involved. So give all your information out right now.
Okay. Our Twitter is AL Students for Trump. It's very easy to find because most people don't have any Students for Trump in Alabama. But we have an Instagram, we have a Facebook. We have the Twitter as well, and then we have a website. We have a national website, and then we have a state website. Our national website is just Students for Trump, mm-hmm. And then you can find our state website on any of our pages, like our Facebook page, Instagram, or anything like that. We are more than welcome to have new chapters start up in Alabama. We are trying to get them, and so if anybody out there is willing to start their own chapter and you're very dedicated to the cause, please join us.
Thank you very much for being on my show, and whenever you want to come back on, just let me know, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Bye.
All right, so there you have it, Matt. Doesn't that give you hope for our future?
It sure does, and it's so amazing to actually listen to a millennial mm-hmm. talk that way and actually have some values and actually has a handle on what actually is going on in the world around them. And I know I did a podcast, I think beginning of last week, talking about the millennials, yeah, and how they are financially doomed by a system that is robbing them. These colleges, colleges went up 500% since 1985, and these the government keeps telling these kids, you need to go to college to get these big jobs. You need to understand that. You need that degree. And then, they go in there, and the amazing thing is they're going into a broken system, which isn't even teaching these kids how to be financially stable or support themselves or balance their checkbook or pay their bills or live life, and they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars coming out of there. So, yes, it is so refreshing,
it's refreshing
to listen to that young lady be so proud of wearing her T-shirt and actually informing people of what's going on. And I wish more young kids were like that, to be quite honest.
Awesome. So do I. You're listening to the Silent Majority here on New Media Patriot Radio. The number to call is 347-338-1775. Get involved here. I want to welcome in right now on the Rebooting Liberty hotline, Joanna from Tennessee. How are you? Welcome to the Silent Majority.
I'm good. Good. I am a Silent Majority, and I am fired up. This business about Kasich being funded by Soros is disgusting. The RNC better wake up, because they are going to lose it completely if they try to force Trump out of this. And I'm telling you, I will not support another candidate at this point. And I never thought I would say that. But what they're doing is utterly ridiculous. And it's hard to believe that we're living in a time. This is crucial, people. If we don't do something right now, this is the end of the line. We are being bought out. America is going to have a different we're not going to recognize it.
Exactly. And Matt Locke brought up a point before I brought you on the line here. He brought up a good point. He said basically that our kids are getting sold out, and they are. They're telling these kids to go to school to get these high paying jobs, and then they're importing, via H-1B visas. They're importing students that are going to take over. Workers that are going to be taking over their STEM field.
You know what? Because they don't care about America. It's all about their apple cart and what's going in their pocket.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, the politicians don't care. Trump, I said this a couple of days ago on Twitter. I don't care if he walked butt naked to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I'm voting for him.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Joanna. You called my show before, and you gave me that same line. You got to come up with some new lines.
You know what? Because they're not appropriate. The new lines are not appropriate.
All right. Well.
The voting is rigged, and you know what? I'm so grateful that there's some place we can voice our opinion. Twitter is censoring us. It's like I'm trying to get into the White House to make a Twitter comment, and I'm telling you guys, this is the end of the road. Well, I don't care if you love or hate Donald Trump. The good Lord has brought him. Otherwise, he would be not here.
Well.
And
Joanna, I'd like to get in a question. This is Matt Locke here. Can I ask you a question real quick?
Really quick. We got our next guest on the line.
I love your passion, but where are you getting your information? How are you researching the candidates?
You know what? I research everything. I go to conservative sites. I don't block people that have a different view from me. And I've done my homework. Let me tell you something. I've done my homework, and Donald Trump is rough around the edges, but let me tell you, it's his time. We need a bull in the pen.
Well, thank you.
We can't have any pussyfooting around. It is over, guys. And I'm telling you, when you go to that voting poll, you make history and take a picture. If it says your cell phone can't be used, what are they going to do to you? Take a picture of it with your number on it after you've checked your ballot. Make it count. And I'm telling you, it's crucial. Ohio. We have to get the Democrat out of there.
Joanna, I want to thank you for calling to the show again. And again, don't be a stranger. Call us during your next show. Take care.
Okay.
All right, so there you have it. Before I get to my next guest, Kambree Nelson, I just want to pick up this call. He's been waiting for a while. Edwards, welcome to the Silent Majority here. You have a question for us or a comment?
Absolutely. First of all, very quickly, thank you so much.
Sure.
First-time caller, and I just found it because I'm on Twitter. And my Twitter address is Maine, M-A-I-N-E, Trumper, T-R-U-M-P, with an A-H on the end. Okay. And I share the same sentiments of the woman before, so no need to repeat that. Mm-hmm. And I would like to answer the question you asked her, but I'd like to be more clear about it. You said, which sites do I get my research from? Well, I used to go to tons and tons of them, and I'm rather pretty professional with Google searches and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But it recently, and I mean recently, it's getting progressively worse. I will say something emphatically. There's only one website that I can go to, and I used to go to tons, and it's Breitbart. Why? Because over time we started to see, all of them saying the same thing. If you just put in something as simple as Trump, and then you put it on news and look, you can look for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of returns, and all you will find is definitively all of them negative. Oh, yeah. We're not just talking HuffPost and things like that. And the shocking thing, it's shocking because you can put 10 people that are, any supporters in a room that, are as close as anything else, and you're going to get discord and arguments and people have difference of opinion. Yep. It's normal it's normal. Right. It is not normal. You can get thousands of people from all different print media, all types of media, saying the same thing, and not just copying it, coming up with the same party line. This indicates that it's not a spontaneous, just like the violence was not spontaneous. This is not a spontaneous conclusion on everyone's part. Obviously, when people like Alex Jones said this 10, 15 years ago, you kind of agree, but maybe he's exaggerating a little bit. The problem I have is you can't tell normal people. I'm not saying you and I aren't normal, but I mean, you can't take people. It's also normal to work a lot and not follow it as deep as you or I or most of our callers and do the deep research. Yep. A lot of people have jobs just surviving, and they get to answer their email once or twice a week. I mean, you and I do it 10 times a day, but I mean, these people,
they don't have the time.
A lot of people out there that and so if you get a normal person like that and they just do a normal Google, I mean, they're going to come up with nothing like what we do. You almost have to be a nerd
and that's why, and
that's scary.
Yeah, Edwards, and that's why I constantly tweet out any kind of information I get. I constantly tweet it out. I put it on my social media networks because it needs to get out there. But listen, Edwards, I want to thank you for calling. Don't be a stranger. Follow us on Spreaker, New Media Patriot Radio, and make sure you call next time.
I will. I definitely will, and I hope you get my tweets out there. I appreciate people. I share your viewpoint. Cool. I just very briefly like to say that the key point of this, the end game is that you can't tell a quote-unquote normal person that there's a conspiracy, because how are you going to tell them? Wall Street Journal, LA Times, normal mainstream media, every broadcast is against us. They think you're a loony, but it's a fact. It's an empirical fact, but how do you convince that? That's a question I have for you and your listeners.
Thank you very much. There you go. Okay, so you're listening to the Silent Majority here. I'm your host, Chris, and my co-host for the night is Matt Locke from the Matt Locke Show. I want to welcome in my next guest, Kambree Nelson. Kambree Nelson has been on my show previously, and she's an amazing person, and she's actively helping our vets. So I want to welcome to the Silent Majority right now, Kambree Nelson. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on again. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. How you been? It's been a while.
I know it has been a while. Let me tell you, we're working hard to get Trump in office, and like everybody's talking about the media, we're doing everything we can to combat everything that the media is throwing at us. And I think it's actually working. If people like to seek the truth, we're putting it out there, definitely.
Exactly. And Kambree, I texted you earlier today, and this is what I love about Kambree, because I could text Kambree and be like, Kambree, can you come on my show? And she'll say, yeah, sure, no problem. Like she never says no. And I've had her on previous shows, and we've never really spoke about what you really do for the vets. And I wanted to give you this opportunity to talk about that.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. It's exciting what is happening, especially with what's going on with the campaign right now. And, once once I put my video out there, I guess it was months after the National Review came out, I got picked up and I got a phone call from an organization in